Town. What's up? You know what time it is. It's time for the best 120 minutes of your day. The Chop Shop, the nation's number one urban sports talk show, and also your midday sports happy hour. Yours truly, Robert Hatter, alongside Jim Hicks, coming to you live from Houston, Texas. But we broadcasting all over the world via Facebook Live and YouTube Live. Hold on one second. And what's today? It's Tuesday. It's Tuesday today, right? And it's not. No, it's not Taco Tuesday. It's just Tuesday. But great show today. I got a question. Well, let me announce my starting five first. And my starting five is the five people that we affectionately call the starting five because they started the show off. They're the first five people in the feed. And we got Thaddeus Moody, Chicago, Rod Wells from I don't know where. Rod just left the LA. He was at the Jackie Robinson day for the Dodgers. Mindy Collins is in the building. Slick Rick is in the building. Little Rick. And Landon Ardwan is in the building. And my sixth person of the day, my favorite, my new friend, Marissa Smith is in the building. Shout out to everybody who Marissa, thank you so much yesterday. Because when I used that, because some people just don't know, and I saw a few people subscribe to the YouTube site yesterday, to the YouTube page yesterday. That's all. You can stay on YouTube on Facebook, but if you like us or follow us on Facebook, also just go over to you. It don't cost you nothing now. Go to YouTube. Hit that subscribe button, man. I promise you, it helps. Let me tell you something. People won't if those algorithms match up. What happens is they want to know what you like listening to. They want to know what you support. Facebook don't care. Okay, I'm just letting you know they don't care. But YouTube want to know what you like, so they will be feeding you stuff that you like if you like this. That's why we say hit the like button if you're on YouTube. Go over there and just hit the like button. It's gonna, I promise you, it's gonna help your viewing experience. What's up, Barry McDonald? What's up, everybody? Oh, Gary Carter's in the Jeff. What's up, Jeff? Let me see you in. Let me see all my people. Walter Yates. Oh, Walter Yates. Hey, I got some. Man, I got so much stuff. But ladies, remind me, I want to tell y'all, but I don't want to tell y'all. Mindy, you know how many you have something that I need to tell my girls? I had an argument with a guy yesterday, and I don't know. I ain't ready to let it out the bag yet. But let me go over a few. First of all, let's share the show. Let's tag somebody. Let's text somebody. And let's subscribe. I want that. Then I looked up some. Hey, hold up. How did you like Rayford Austin yesterday? How did you like Skip Malou yesterday? Did you appreciate him? If you got him on social media, reach out to him and tell him thank you for coming on the Chop Shop and stuff like that. These guys, they give up their time. I mean, he's different. John Lucas had a different way. He had another way. And I thought it was a unique show. And during one of the breaks, I'm gonna show y'all one of the old shows he and I, old Chop Shop show. And I want y'all to tell me the difference. I'm gonna share something with you from way back. Dale Griggs received her package yesterday. Thank you. Don't tell Kim Jackson ain't. Hold up, Kim ain't got hers. Kim's gonna come a little late. So Kim, yours coming, baby. Don't worry about it. We got you in there. I looked up. Somebody sent me some about the student loan debt crisis has reached over 1.8 trillion. Wow. Then it's just a lot of. Let me see. Let me tell y'all something though, man. I want to go there and not, but I saw something y'all the other day. I want to share with y'all before Jimmy come on, and I found it unique. I found it. I found it. Hey, Kim, we're not gonna say favorites or not. All of them are great on this show. All of them are great on this show. We're not gonna get. We ain't not going there, Kim. Every guy on here bring a different thing. We're not gonna pit one guy against the other or nobody. All of them are everybody who come on this show vetted enough that I think they're great. But I walked up and see that's how they want us to do, Kim. They want us to say he's the best. Let's go with him. Let's not go with him. We got a mess out here in the community. The summer basketball community with this, I like him, I don't like him, all of that. So let's just give you a better, just like the unique differences in all of us. The unique differences in all of us, Kim. It's a lot of it. I mean, everybody. Guess what? It's some unique differences in everybody who sign up onto this Facebook feed or the YouTube feed. It's some very unique differences. I get the analytics. They come back and tell me y'all keywords, y'all buzzwords. I mean, we get all of that. No, you good, Kim. No, that's good. But I just want in this diaspora, in this community, we control this community. We're gonna lift all our guys up. Okay? All right, let's go. All right. But I saw something, y'all. I mentioned this guy a long time ago, Bob Kendrick. He's the president and a historian. Even Walter Yates. Yeah, I love Walter Yates. But Walter Yates, I got to talk to you when I get off the show. Yeah. Cause I'll tell y'all later. Hey, women, ladies on the show, remind me, Robert Hatter, tell us what this guy was arguing with you about. Kim Jackson, make sure you remind me, because I took up for y'all, okay? I took up for my girls yesterday. Okay. But I want to talk about the Negro League. Bob Kendricks, friend of mine went down last year. I gave y'all some video. I placed a little video and showed y'all his experience when he went to the Negro League Museum. They were going to have re-grand opening because they had a lot of big flood, and COVID happened, so they doing it again. I can't wait. That's one of my trips. I already got a ticket to Kansas City. I'm going to the Negro. But how do we make the Negro League history relevant to what's happening in the lives of people today? They got this new podcast, y'all. I listened to a little bit of it. It's called Black Diamonds. Bob Kendrick is announcing. So go to your podcast, pick up Black Diamonds. If you like baseball, if you like history, especially if you like Black history. He was the guest, and he was telling stories about some of the stuff that, some of us know these stories and some of us don't. Rod Wells, I know you went out there. No, y'all leave Kim alone. Kim, good. That's my girl. That's my girl. Because Kim gonna help me. Kim, Kim. Let me tell you something. The lion don't mess with the sheep. Don't be worried about them sheep out here, Kim. You's a lioness. Okay, let me show y'all something. I didn't realize how amazing the Negro League was. I'm gonna tell you, I didn't. Maybe y'all did. I didn't know. Those people, a lot of those people are not around, so we have to go to their grandkids and their granddaughters and their siblings to get information on it, right? And that's one of the biggest challenges for the museum when it started almost 31 years ago. It was literally, they said to get this museum afloat, it was literally a race of time because all of these guys were getting old. They were old. Buck O'Neil, I think, was the last one. The people who made this history, it wasn't a matter of if, it was simply a matter of when they all be gone. And it's just so much stuff that I didn't know. And even the people who saw them play a long time ago, a lot of them, we losing them as well. And so it makes it the museum such a vital resource. I can't wait, y'all, to get there when this stuff is a little bit, when y'all start wearing y'all masks a little bit more and we can subside this thing. I got my shots. I'm going to the Negro Museum in Kansas City. But we don't want to lose these stories, y'all, because I found a couple of stories I want to share with y'all to connect with these stories. There's extensions, you know, of the story, because even more important, whether that is a family of African American descent or Hispanic ball players, and understood the place they play in this game. See, I didn't know all of this when I was a little boy playing baseball. So a lot of this stuff I didn't know. Jessica Brooks, make sure I text me an email because I want to talk about that. Because I mean, I'm on this quest for learning stuff. Jessica, thank you so much. And see, when you bring subjects like this, you never know who's watching, and how they got to be a part of the game, of the major league game at this level. How the Hispanics, how the blacks. I didn't know the history of baseball when I used to play baseball. I didn't know. We was just playing in the park. But this Black Diamonds podcast gonna share a few unique stories that maybe some of these young kids can. What's up, Karen Roach? Some of these young kids can get a hold to it, of it, and understand the history. Baseball is just not what you see on TV now. No, we got a great history. Listen, black people have a great history in baseball. You don't see but what 9 or 10% of them now, but we had a great history. Barry, we're gonna talk about all that Vanessa stuff. We'll talk about that mess later. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that later. I think this. I like this right now, Barry. Just hold on a minute, okay? Even when somebody subsequently come to replace me or Jimmy later on, I still want these stories on the Chop Shop to still be told. It's gonna be a time me and Jimmy go. I know I'm gonna be on an island somewhere playing golf. I already know it. But I want still somebody to be able to come on here and tell these stories. And that's my biggest fear of not having somebody. That's why I'm writing a book. So Barry McDonald don't have to tell my story because he might be worried about something else. I tell my own story in my book. But Bob Kendrick get to share a few stories that he heard over the years about the guys like Buck O'Neills, and I didn't know who Monte Irvin is, and the Minnie Minosos, and I knew who Ernie Banks was of the world. What's up, Dr. Newsom? And maybe some of y'all know all of this, but I didn't know it. Hearing about them, talk about them, the joy that I had just listened to. He said a lot of people want to paint a picture. Check this out, Corey. They said a lot of people want to paint a picture of sorrow and challenges of those times. But a lot of these black players, they heard these legendary athletes talk, these Negro League players, they said it was sheer joy they had playing in the Negro Leagues. Times were difficult, but they never dwelt on the times. They never dwelt on the times. The Minnesota Timberwolves, think about this. Their young star, Anthony Edwards, he came on, they did an interview with him the other day and asked him, do you know anything about the man that's buying your team? He said, well, I know he's Alex Rodriguez, but I didn't know he was a baseball player. And this kid played a little baseball in high school because we got a disconnect. If he don't know who Alex Rodriguez is, I know he ain't gonna know who Josh Gibson is. But our young people don't know because we ain't talking about. We want to talk about Vanessa and Kobe. They know about them already. We got to reach these young people, man, so they can know, because we're trying to get them back into baseball so they know they got a history in it. It's some people that play this thing at a high level look just like you. And this young, and nothing against the young fella Anthony Edwards. He was born in 2001, and so it's nothing. And if you, like I said, if you can't get him to know who A-Rod was, he ain't gonna know. So that's why I would love for these kids to listen to Black Diamonds, and think about this. As a young kid, I remember growing up. It was a great time, like in the 70s and the 80s. It was a great time to look at baseball, to see the most black faces in that time, uh, in the 100 years of the game itself, and it dwindled down to 10% in the league right now. And I hope we can use some of this history to spark some interest in these young kids, help them understand their place in the game. There's a proud legacy, Sonya. There's a proud legacy in that sport for these kids. You know, Jimmy went to college playing. Cox Prater, Troy Prater went to TSU on a golf on a baseball play baseball situation. We go to the museum and we see these guys that look like them and played the game so well. Maybe these kids might want to be a part of it, y'all. But not only did they play the game, check this out, Sonya. Check this out. Not only did they play the game, the owners, they own the teams. They manage the teams. They were the coaches. They were the traveling secretaries. They were the team physicians. They fulfill every role you can fulfill in a business of the game. Let me repeat that, Coach, just in case that went past somebody. These people were owners of the teams, Matt. They managed the teams, Matt. They were the coaches and the traveling secretaries and the team physicians. Every role that's in a baseball, they fulfilled, Dr. Newsom. Dr. Newsom, I didn't know that. Baseball is one of the most aspirational of all major sports, man. When you think about this, but you have to see yourself and emulate what you see. If you're going to play this game, you got to see it. Guys want to be like Mike. Guys want to be like LeBron because what? They see it. And guys want to be like Stephen Curry too because they saw it last night. We'll talk about that later. We have to get kids, y'all, excited about the game. Add a level. Hey, let's add a level of cool to the game. Okay? Thank you, Karen Roach. Karen Roach, if anybody posting something like that, you know I can't see it because I'm doing. But y'all email me the information because I want to follow up on this. It's very important. We need to attach how the game was played at the Negro Leagues, y'all. Listen to me, y'all. The game was played different, John Newsom. It's not this boring ass game they play now. Like Mike Trout can get $300 million and his ass boring. You ain't gonna even watch 2 minutes of it. But notice what happened last year. I said I love baseball. I like Fernando Tatis. I like Acuna from down there in Atlanta. Because these guys got flair. I don't like boring. And that's what baseball has become. These guys in the Negro League, they were brash, they were bold, they were daring. Maybe that would get them guys excited, the young kids excited. And if you get these kids playing the game, y'all know what would happen? You'll see a new style of play if some of these top athletes go play. Then the pace of the game would change. You don't believe me? That's what happened when Jackie Robinson came over from the Kansas City Monarchs to the Brooklyn Dodgers. The pace of the game changed. He got to stealing them bases. I got to give me one of them. The National League did. The National League, by and large, the pace of the game excelled when Jackie Robinson came. The late Bob Gibson, y'all. I'm giving y'all some story. Late Bob Gibson, he spoke of the American League because the American League still didn't want no black players. He said because Bob Gibson said the American League, because they were slow to sign black players. They really didn't want to sign black players. He said the American League was the place where old ball players go to die. This is the great Bob Gibson. The Negro Leagues players were putting on a show. They had flash. It was entertainment. They had catchy uniform. Baseball now is missing that aspect of the game that draws people in. Yes. But that's what, Landon, I see you, Landon. But that is what made the Negro League so special. I know a lot of us didn't know about it. When people, check this, y'all. When a person left a Negro League game, they felt full. They felt they got their money's worth. I got a question. When you go to these games now, do you feel your satisfaction? I never forget the Kansas City Royals in 2014 and 2015 were probably the last team to play that Negro League style. Guys were stealing bases, great pitching and great defense. They were putting the ball in play. It was an emphasis on getting the ball in play, creating action, forcing mistakes. That was Negro League baseball. But you have to get great athletes to play that way. And you have to have thoroughbreds to be able to play that way. The late, great Buck O'Neil said, check this out, y'all. He said, you can't go to the concession stand at a Negro League game because you might miss some that you ain't never seen before. They knew that this game was entertainment at the highest level. What's up, Shannon Holmes? We're talking about the Negro Leagues right now. What we love about baseball, let me tell y'all something I learned about baseball just yesterday. What we love about baseball, most people, not me personally, what people love about baseball is its traditions. And what has hurt baseball is its tradition. The Negro League was never afraid to put its stars out front. It was Satchel Paige and the Kansas City Monarchs. It was Rube Foster and the Chicago American Giants. It was Oscar Charleston and the Indianapolis ABCs. They loved their stars. Got some trivia for you, y'all. I didn't know this. The guy, they said, that speaks to the true exclusive nature of the Negro League, his name is Martin Dihigo. Martin Dihigo. El Master. El Mastro, they call it. The master. Because he could do it all. He played all 9 positions, Shannon Holmes. He played all 9 of them well. He was the only baseball, check this out, Martin Dihigo. He was the only baseball player in history of the sport to be enshrined in 5 different countries' baseball Hall of Fames. I didn't know this. Some of y'all might have noticed. I didn't know this. Let me repeat that name again, y'all, because y'all, I don't think y'all got it. Martin Dihigo. El Master. El Mastro, the master, they call it. Because he could play all 9 positions all well. He was only baseball player in history of the sport to be enshrined in 5 different countries' baseball's Hall of Fames. He's in the Mexican Hall of Fame. He's in the Cuban Hall of Fame. He's in the Venezuelan Hall of Fame. He's in the Dominican Hall of Fame. And he's also in Cooperstown. Martin Dihigo. I see you there, Jimmy. Let me tell you a little bit about him. He was 6'3". They say he was 6'3", 6'4", with movie star good looks, y'all. He did everything, y'all. And at the Negro Museum on the Field of Legends, they got a big field with life-size bronze statues of all the greats. Okay? He is the one batting. They got him batting. Okay? You know, they got Satchel Paige pitching. They got, I think, Josh Gibson, the catcher. Buck O'Neil is like the manager, something like that. But he's the one batting, Martin Dihigo. The reason they got him batting, y'all, because the year in the Mexican League, because it was 1 year in the Mexican Leagues, Jimmy. Jimmy, I know you're there. You can hear me. I'm going to bring you in a second. He wins the pitching title, Jim Hicks. Goes 19-2 with a 0.90 ERA, Jimmy. 0.90 ERA. And the dude go out and hits 387 the same season and won the batting title. Martin Dihigo, y'all, I did not know about him until yesterday. And I can't wait to study. Jimmy, you there? I can't wait to study about him a little bit more. And I thought that was Jimmy had a baseball moment this morning. They have and people who just chimed in like Jimmy. I was enamored by this new podcast called Black Diamonds, where Bob Kendrick, who is the president and the historian of the Negro League Museum. He's going to be every Thursday on this podcast talking about the Negro Leagues and the stories that he has acquired over the years from the Buck O'Neills and all of these guys. So if you like baseball, if you like history, if you like American history, if you like history, period, it's a great resource. I just found out about it a couple of days ago, and I just wanted to share that with y'all. Jimmy, what's up, man? What you got? What you got over there today, baby? What's happening?
Oh man, what's going on, guys? I'm just grooving in, sliding on up in here. Let's get some sports crunk up. First, I guess on the docket is NBA. How about Steph Curry? How about Steph Curry, guys?
You talking about my nephew?
No, I mean, you can call him what you want to. Mama call him Clay. 49 points, man, and 10 3-pointers. He had 11 3-pointers the game before that. So 21 threes in 2 games. Let that soak in. 21 threes for Steph Curry in 2 games. And this win last night was over the Philadelphia 76ers, who has the best record in the Eastern Conference. Golden State Warriors, in case you understand, this season, without Clay, a lot of people was like, okay, Golden State might be in the hunt for another lottery ball. Do Steph even, take Draymond is,
You was one of them one. You was one of them one.
No. Remember at the beginning of the season, I was like on the 50-yard line on them. I'm like, they're not going to be fun to watch, because they get another mulligan. But it was going to be intriguing to see James Wiseman and his comparison versus Anthony Edwards, because they were the number 1, number 2 picks in the draft. So that was one of the things, one of the storylines to just watch. Now he's out. Wiseman is out, with the leg injury. So, and guess what? Anthony Edwards, even though Minnesota Timberwolves is the only team in the league, well, after last night, they're tied with the Houston Rockets for the worst record in the league. Yeah. So no rookie in today's society is going to move that needle. Yeah, in the NBA. Yeah. Like that. But Anthony Edwards, guess what? You can look back on it, wasn't a bad pick at all. He's lived up to the billing thus far. Mm-hmm. So has James Wiseman before he got hurt. He lived up to the billing, and especially in that offense that Golden State has. Now, it's going to be intriguing, of course, next year when Clay comes back. But back on this thing, as it stands right now, remember, the NBA has initiated the play-in tournament that they experimented with in the bubble. It will now be a part of their postseason seeds in the near future. I'm thinking they're going to end up scrapping that thing because it almost punishes a team that solidified a 7th place slot. It punishes them. And the team, like a 7th seed, wasn't necessarily punished.
Shouldn't a 7th seed get punished?
A slot.
Shouldn't they be punished anyway?
Well, no, not really. It doesn't really punish them. It's like the 7th seed is guaranteed. They're just going to jockey for seeds. I think 8th plays.
I think it's the 8th place.
The 9th plays 10th. Right? Something like that. I can't remember. I'm hard. But you guys know them. But this thing, I think Mark Cuban was the latest to come out publicly and basically calling it hypocritical because of the small time frame to cram in these 72 games. Well, then you turn around, you got to have a play-in tournament for teams. Then they have to turn around and play and go and enter the postseason like with 1 day's rest.
That's what you get for being at the bottom of the heat. You don't reward the bottom of the heat. You reward the top. You reward the top,
but in the sake of the NBA is claiming for us about the wrath of the and the amount of injury.
That's Mark Cuban running his mouth now, but he voted for it in the beginning. Now he's talking about it. That's why he's talking out. He voted for it in the beginning, but now he's talking against it. He's the only coming out talking against it. I mean, it's all right. Hey, let him keep talking.
And also other NBA, of course, news in case you haven't been paying attention. New York Knicks is the hottest team in the league right now. The New York Knicks have won 6 straight. Yeah. They have a winning record, 31-27. And, Julius Randle has quietly just helped turn the atmosphere of this program around. They have new upper management all the way up through. And this was supposed to be a team that was going to be jockeying for another ball, a lotto ball. And look at them. So now what I wanted to invite you to do, who's the most disappointing team in the Eastern Conference? And who's your most disappointing team in the Western Conference based on expectations and reality and what they're doing right now? The most disappointing team in the Western Conference. Would it be New Orleans? Remember, New Orleans, this supposed to have been, last year they reached the whole concept of the play-in tournament was really devised. A lot of people speculated to protect Zion and the New Orleans Pelicans, to help them, just basically give them 2 shots at getting into the postseason last year in the bubble, and they didn't even make it. Now this year, they changed the coaches, right? They changed coaches, and this new coach still has them in the same range, or probably worse off, because last year they had injuries. Well, this year they have Alonzo Ball was injured for the last few weeks, but I mean, are they more disappointing? Is the Houston Rockets, even though they didn't have the Hall of Famers that exited the program, they still, but they supposed to be in dead last or tied for last?
No comment.
I mean, for real.
No, I don't have a comment about them.
So basically, think about it. You got Oladipo as part of the trade for James Harden. Oladipo is gone. So realistically, theoretically, you basically got James Harden for a couple of draft picks, a couple of first rounders. Because Oladipo was supposed to have been just to stop the bleeding. Oladipo said, man, get me the hell up out of here. And they were saying, well, let us get you the hell up out of here. It was a mutual thing. John Wall, his stay and his productivity with the Houston Rockets is really going to define. I don't know if he got it or not, because you did not necessarily pass the test in Washington. It was either you or Bradley Beal.
I'm just
saying, remember what he thought he was.
Yeah.
Remember that.
Jimmy, all max players ain't max players.
Oh, indeed.
Yeah.
But think about it. So he's treating himself in Houston as though he's a Kawhi Leonard. If you just pay attention, he'll sit out this game, sit out that game. He'll play when he
Jimmy, in his defense, he ain't got, his wheels are bad. His wheels are terrible.
So guess
his
what?
His wheels are terrible.
So tell me this.
Yeah.
Would that be the case? Then why would you voluntarily just make a even swap, pretty much, so for Russell Westbrook for him. You could have picked 100 players
Well,
in the
then
NBA.
you got to talk to the management. That's y'all's management.
Yeah.
That ain't
So
John
therefore,
Wall's. But that's not John Wall's fault.
So obviously, because these people, everybody make boneheaded decisions in every organization here and there. But at the same time, that I'm not going to say that they're just straight clueless. They must have been led to believe, as a result of the after the physicals all the way through to his productivity, or the trajectory, that John Wall was going to be much more productive and much more able to perform at a higher rate than he is doing. If you just pay attention, we're not really paying attention to the Rockets. And I told you guys this was going to happen. I say what the Rockets going to do is going to give us an opportunity to go and do and supplement other things in our life that we probably should have been intending to in the first place. So we ain't got to worry about that. One less thing to worry about. And I said, and people are like, man, watch. I said, just watch. And then after a while, if they keep not performing, remember the Houston Comets? Once the big four laid it down and went and they traded off Tina Thompson somewhere else, well, then guess what? They didn't become sexy to even watch. So then they moved to the Astro Arena, started playing games over there with the furniture guy.
The Rockets, that's not a good parallel, because the Rockets not moving nowhere. The Rockets it's gonna be a cycle. They some point they might be good again, but right now they ain't trying to be good. I'm telling you, the ownership ain't even trying to be good, and all these losses gonna go on this guy who accepted that job. So it's hey,
and he wasn't supposed to turn it down. You know what I'm saying? Here's the thing about Silas Haller. He wasn't supposed to turn the job down. A black man getting a head coaching job opportunity in the NBA.
There's some black coaches in the league. Jimmy, you try to get a job. You don't want, but see, when he got the job, he didn't realize that. I don't know if he knew.
He was led to believe that at least one of those guys, they probably were going to lose. One of them meaning either James Harden or Russell Westbrook.
I wish I could say what I can't say, because I just know some stuff that I can't talk about on air. But man, I don't care. I said it a long time ago. I don't care if they ever win a game. So what's the next team we can talk about? Is there another team we can talk about?
I mean, you want to talk about the Rockets? The Rockets
just said they're the worst team. Hold on. You just said the tied with the worst team in the league.
Yeah.
Why are we talking about the team? You just said this to me. Why are we talking about the team with the worst record in the league? Why?
Well, because we haven't talked about them in a while, so every now and then it's time to reflect on their ass, and for as accountability for some of the players, for some of the players and what they're doing right now. And like last time you heard Daniel House name, it's amazing how some of these guys didn't, they didn't turn real regular.
No, he hurt. And Daniel
House hurt.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jimmy, they're walking mass unit now. Jimmy, I promise you, I wish I was young again. That trial, Jimmy, I think I can make that trial right now, Jimmy. I think I get on the team. All you gotta do is be able to hit a shot.
Hey, and speaking of the team, how about Steve Francis started his team? They had their first game over the weekend. Shout out to Rick Goffney. Rick Goffney got the gig as the MC of that Houston Push. That's the semi-pro team that's owned by Steve Francis. And Steve Francis is rumored he's going to be doing. He has some other things projects that he's going to dive into in Houston, and we will break that news on one of the projects probably within the next 48 hours. A big project that's going to affect grassroots basketball. So I put you guys on that probably Thursday. You guys remind me on Thursday.
You said Steve Francis.
Yeah.
It's got a project that's gonna affect the trajectory of summer basketball, grassroots
Oh
basketball?
no, on the local level in Houston.
On the local level in Houston.
In the greater Houston area, it will have a value to greater Houston
Okay.
grassroots basketball.
Okay. All right.
And so that means that, I mean, a good thing for Steve. I mean, you realize he was, he had peaks and valleys since being a Houston Rocket after he retired, and so now I guess he's back on the scene with a vision, and like I said, some of this stuff like this league, you can't hit the shot if you don't shoot it. So shooting this league, and they're playing their games out of Fallbrook, their home games. It's and I think former Wheatley High School star Rustin Haywood is one of the players that's made that roster and played the other night. And but give a shout to them on that note. Also, in other hoop news, we talked a lot, guys, and with college ball and transfers and stuff. How about Xavier Wheeler is the latest name?
Yes,
the transfer portal.
My young fella.
And he also put his name into the NBA draft to just get to initially get some feedback and get some intel on what he needs to perform, improve on, and get some evaluations from those front offices, because that's always a good thing to do. So he's just exercising his right to do so. Now, nowadays, I understand a lot of people, many people who put their name in the draft is not necessarily putting their name in the draft in order to get drafted in the first round. Some people are just seeking that guarantee. I don't say the word guarantee because that take it back to Rashard Lewis, but some people are just seeking to have the opportunity, and some people betting on themselves, saying, "To hell with school. I gamble on myself having an opportunity, whether it be to come in with the summer league." And I think they're going to resume the summer leagues. Are they going to do it this summer? Are they?
They working on it. They're working on it right now.
Because Vegas is going to be wide open starting June.
That don't mean they're going.
Yeah, that don't mean they are, because they still probably going to implement some sort of a bubble.
Yeah, everybody ain't following because something is open. They ain't. In NBA, they got their own protocol. So we'll see. But that's unique. I like that kid. If he had a jump shot, I'd put him up in there with anybody. If he had a jump shot, I would put him up against anybody in the world. But I know at that next level, it's showing you how you have to space the floor. You got that. Ain't no little old guard that can't shoot just running around there. You ain't finding too many of them on the NBA roster. But he's a pro basketball player to me. I don't know where it's going to be, and I don't know how much the shot might get better. And but he can definitely run a team. I really love Xavier Wheeler. That's why I watched Georgia basketball. I watched a lot of Georgia basketball games because of him. And Tom Crean never liked to take him off the floor, and that's a mark of a great basketball player to me. When the man said, "No, is he rested up? Get him back in the game. Is he rested up? Get him back in the game." So yeah, that's good. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. From Houston, live in Houston. Not from Houston, but he live in Houston. I'm glad he's doing it. But Jimmy, I want to know his options. I want to know his options if he don't make it. If the NBA tell him to take your butt back to school, what is his options? Where are you gonna go play college basketball again? He left Georgia. Where would he want to come closer to Houston? Would he want, So that's another thing we can be looking at. We can look at.
Well, one of the things that first put it out there is, University of Texas needs another point guard with their staff. So they're definitely going to be putting the net up under Xavier to lure him in, because and I understand he has his deficiencies. The two greatest deficiencies he has is perimeter shooting, which he was under 30% from the 3-point line, and the amount of turnovers that he yields.
I like his turnovers. I like his turnovers. Yeah. Something
What
about
you
his
like about it?
turnovers I like. Yeah.
It drives some coaches, depending on certain coaches.
I know.
Some coaches, it drives them crazy when your point guard letting that thing go 4-5 times in the in key games. They pull a half out their head when you in that point guard.
But he was always in the game, Jimmy. I guess Tom Crean didn't have nobody else to put in behind him.
I mean, understand when Xavier, he probably played under probably under 30 minutes, no more than 4 or 5 times all year.
Yeah.
I mean, so yeah, he didn't have nobody to put in, but at the same time, so he averaged probably down the stretch. Xavier Wheeler, I think, when I was looking at it early this morning, he averaged about 36 minutes a game towards the end of the season. So that means if you're transferring a player like him with the opportunity to keep showcasing your skills hopefully with NBA aspirations in mind, then that means you're not likely to want to go and take a decrease in minutes. This is not an NBA situation where you want to do your load management in order to pursue a ring. He's going to probably want to go where he can play equal amount of minutes, which is going to be a hard call. But at the same time, I mentioned one school that definitely could use and needs a point guard. And not to say others don't get it twisted, but Texas A&M is in conference with Georgia. I don't think the SEC, they're one of the few conferences I think that has not relaxed that in-conference transfer rule as the Big 12, that the Big 10 did when you saw Miller Kopp just went from Northwestern to Indiana in conference, and without having to sit out, he'll be able to play immediately. I don't think the SEC, if I'm not mistaken, has done that. So that means now A&M would be optional because Xavier was committed to A&M before Buzz Williams came aboard. Then remember, he got out of that commitment and got a release and then went over to Georgia. So remember, and also right after Hurricane, Harvey was the last one. I mean, the flood. What was the last natural disaster that we had in Houston area a couple of years ago with the flood? Well, guess what? The family had relocated and actually moved to College Station. Mm-hmm. That's kind of like how the commitment to A&M. About the family, meaning the Wheeler family. Yeah. They actually had lived in College Station for a year. Yeah. And the dad was commuting all the way to Houston to his job with Xavier in tow. Mm-hmm. So they are very familiar with the College Station area. And I'm quite sure that Buzz Williams, he wanted him in, he will want him even more now, even though he has Mikey Miles coming in and supposed to put the ball in so for the most part.
Mikey Miles?
Not Mikey Miles, I'm sorry. He has Mikey Miles at TCU.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry. He's at TCU. What's the young fella from that they have coming in? They have Manny, but they have somebody else coming from out of Dallas. I think.
Oh, I saw that. Well, my dad, Corey gonna tell you. Corey gonna.
Yeah, you guys in the Boomer Room can help me out on that part. Then, of course, but that would be the perfect thing. Perfect for A&M's side to get him to come there because he wants to come closer to home. Now, here's the thing: University of Houston. Mm-hmm. They're sexy now. University of Houston needs.
How sexy are they?
They're very sexy. With the Jordan brand gear being
Wade Taylor, Jimmy. Wade Taylor.
There we go. Thank you.
I like him too.
Wade Taylor coming in, expected to put the ball in his hands as a true freshman next year. But guess what? And also, Marcus. I think Marcus will be used mostly as a role off the ball because Marcus is I would assume, don't get it twisted, he's going to have the ball in his hands as well. But Xavier Wheeler would turn into the general. But another thing I noticed about Xavier is that Xavier, when you look up his stats, look at the amount of shot attempts that he took. He was taking double-digit shot attempts every down the stretch, most of those games. So he's going to want to go to a program that's going to continue to let him probably get up, but and understand something. As you just
Jimmy. Okay, you recognize his attempts. What was his damn makes? I don't care how many you shoot. I want to know your makes.
Well, he was shooting 39%, I think, from the field as a whole, 30-something%
from the field.
Yeah, I'm looking at it this morning. You can pull it up while I'm talking. I don't have it in front of me.
No,
but
it ain't that.
But I know it was 20-something% from 3-point land.
Yeah.
And And overall, I think it was 30-something%. Right at no, but it wasn't, horrible. The thing is, a lot of times with Xavier, a lot of times guys like him who shoots it in the 20-something percentile from the behind the arc or from the perimeter, you're open for a reason. That's part of the scout. So that means you're wide open, and then what the coach gonna tell you to do? So it's a tricky situation.
Could you see him playing for U of H?
I could see him playing for U of H. I could see that because, like I say, U of H is sexy, and defense is what Kevin Sampson stresses. He defends now. That's one of his attributes. Xavier can get up under you. Understand, this young man, they played 26 games last year, right? Georgia. Out of 26 games, 13 of those games, he had multiple steals in 13 of those. So that
means you play when you get steals, Jimmy, that means you play the passing lane well. Defense is different.
It's both. Both. It all, because there's no separate category. You lump them all in, it all mixes in together in the blend. But I think that, understand, he's a very, very smart
defender player. He's a hell of a player. I love
He's an Avery Johnson type.
Good player. Analogy. Great analogy.
And for real.
But could an Avery Johnson type player play in this era?
Well,
I'm talking about at the highest level. I'm talking about the highest levels. Because Avery Johnson was a pro. Avery Johnson was a pro.
But guess what? Who's to say that Xavier Will is not? Yet. Avery Johnson took 4 years to get there out of college.
Jimmy, who is Coach Whitaker? He asked me, how that you haven't been to U of H practice? Yes. Probably been there more times than you, Coach Whitaker.
No, he just say, have you? He asked you a question. Yeah. Have you been there?
No, he didn't say that. Look at the damn thing. He said, you haven't. I know how to read, player. I ain't got my glasses. I read that one. He said, you haven't. You haven't. Yes, I have. Yeah, so, but I just said, can he play for U of H? That's all.
Yeah, I think, absolutely. He could play for U of H. He
just ask a question.
Because you understand, a guy like Xavier, what he can do for Fabian White, getting that ball to him. What he could do for a kid like how he probably can increase the stock of a kid like Tremont Mark. What he could do for that kid Sasser when all he really wants to do is just catch and shoot. He's comfortable catching. So
Sasser is really the point guard. Is really not a point guard.
Well, absolutely, you're right. Remember, Jarreau is the kid who ran most of the offense for U of A.
Yeah. I like, hey, all I tell the U of H, I surround Teddy Willer's house, if that'll help me. I'll surround his house.
And guess what? They have a big family. They have a big family.
I know. I surround the house.
Yeah. Think about how much it costs for their whole family to get to see Xavier play in Georgia. Think about how much it costs for them to go and see him for one game. He has a large family. Yeah. I mean, a bunch of siblings.
Hey, Jimmy, hold up. I forgot about my young fella, Ramon Walker. Oh, my goodness, boy. Yes. Hey, if Xavier Willer go to U of H, well, I know they watch. I know U of H watching the show. So keep going. I know they ain't got to worry about them watching the show. Yeah, and Coach Whitaker, they do watch the show too. U of H does. What else you got? What else you got, man? Yeah, but Jimmy, I saw something. Hold up, I saw something the other day. I think I saw it this morning. And Corey, I need all my coaches right now. I'm talking about my coaches, coach. I mean the guys who can coach this game a little bit. This guy, Charlie Moore, then transferred to Miami. And the reason I said this, son, he will be entering his final season at his fourth school. Sonya Billingsley, hear me. I'm talking to the women today. Where the rest of my women at on there? Because I told y'all, I got to tell y'all what this dude said about y'all yesterday on this show. I got to tell you. But he been in 4 schools in 4 years. Jimmy, coaches, what do the coaches, Miami coaches right now, Jimmy, What are they saying? I mean, I know they want him. Well, I'm talking about behind the doors when, when they call you, you said they'll tell the parents one thing, but they'll tell you another. Jimmy, what are they saying about this young man, Charlie Moore? Y'all, he went to Cal first, playing all the damn minutes. I'm a lead. Huh? Started playing all the minutes. No, Corey, I'm just asking a question. Yo, we got this stuff need to be brought to our attention because we got some people around here in Houston like this. Wesley Yates. Check this out. Went to Cal. Started playing all the minutes. There's another player we can say that happened to too, Jimmy, playing all the minutes.
Oh, he ain't the only one. Yeah, Darius McNeil.
Yeah. I didn't. I look
he's
out.
On his, he's on his
I don't
school.
talk about my Houston guys. I take out. I ain't call
it. Chop shop.
No, you talk about it. You can talk about it. I'm talking about Charlie Moore. I don't know Charlie Moore. So Charlie Moore go to Cal. Then he said, "I'm going to Kansas." Set his ass on that bench, ran up out of there, and went to DePaul. How did that work out for him? Now he going to Miami, man. Y'all. Come on, y'all. His father had a stroke while he was at Cal. I didn't know that, Dad. Thank you, Dad. I didn't know that. No, he didn't go to Kansas first. He went to Cal first, Corey. Come on, man. Went to Cal first. He was out there. Chris Walker and them came out there. He left. He left. When Chris Walker and them came, he left.
Yeah, Jimmy? He left when Joaquin Joaquin moved into the head spot. Yeah. And that's when they left. They tried like hell to get him to stay there. And the kid, he went to Kansas, which that was the thing. They said he wanted to go home. I think he was from Illinois, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, that's what that is talking about.
If he wanted to go home, they was like, well, hell, if you want to go home, then why ain't you going in DePaul at the time or Illinois? You ended up at DePaul any damn way after you went to Kansas. So that was the thing. Now you left DePaul.
So where the hell?
He's going to Miami now.
No. Yeah. Miami's home now. Miami's home now. He got a lot of home. Hey, y'all. I just all of y'all who got about 12 AAU teams y'all done went to. I'm talking to y'all too. 12 high schools y'all done went to. I mean, you're in high school for 4 years and you've been to 4 of them. I mean, come on, man. Yeah, he left when Cuonzo left. I know, but you didn't go. Did he follow Cuonzo? Hold up. Did he follow Cuonzo?
He didn't go to Missouri.
That's what I'm saying. That man said chasing the snatch. Oh, come on, Wesley Yates. Oh, yeah. But I mean, I'm just asking, man. I'm just asking. Skip hit on it yesterday a little bit. John Lucas hit on it yesterday. And Jimmy, you know what I be laughing about? Me and you, we've been talking about that same stuff that John Lucas been saying on the show. But when he come on here and said, people act like, that's what I love. They act, well, John. Well, maybe y'all had heard it so many damn times on here, we made y'all recognize what John's saying was true. And Skip, he really got me when he just talked about it. He said, Robert, that's just like me coming and trying to tell an engineer how to engineer. Oh, I know. Get out the way, engineer. Oh, I don't need you. Junebug done told me how to do this. I don't need you. I'm finna go in here and build it. I'm finna go in here and build this rocket ship. I don't need you. Oh my goodness. I love that. That was my greatest ones from yesterday. But what else we got, Jim? Because we got to take a break. It's 1:00.
Yeah, man. I mean, that's understand. Transfers, of course, and we mentioned earlier that Miller Kopp is going from Northwestern to Indiana. I think that he's going to blend in perfectly with the Hoosier Nation.
Why?
Well, because he's white and they love a white, tough kid that embraces confrontation as a kid like him.
Northwestern like white kids too.
I said Indiana, the Hoosier Nation has a deeper basketball culture.
Okay.
Than
but he played with all black kids when he was here.
I said once again, a kid, if you know Miller Kopp, that family could have excelled with a reality show. That him and his siblings, the way they interact and the way that they talk to their parents and to their mom, they would have probably could have had a hell of a reality show.
I didn't want to see it.
That kid, if you think back on times when you saw him play in high school, in other words, he's one of those big white guys that does not shy away from confrontation versus a big black kid. So that they need, that nation roots for a white player like that on the normal, because now it's like, like good,
Oh, Damon Bailey didn't have it, huh? Damon Bailey didn't have it. So, because Damon Bailey, they ain't had one in a long time.
But he wasn't a big white kid.
Yeah,
Damon Bailey was a regular sized guard that fit right into the little Opie syndrome. So that was Damon Bailey. But he's a big guy that has a little Bill Lambert in it, And now that's the thing. I say Miller Kopp. I'm telling you, it's gonna be a time, Miller Kopp, and he can get up under your skin. In other words, he's a supreme shit talker.
Okay.
That has the capability of backing it up. Yeah. And so
yeah, we'll take a quick break and come back.
We go to a quick break, man. Come right back, we'll get off into some grassroots stuff and let's open up. We might even open up the phone lines today. You guys never know how we're gonna rock on the top.
Yeah.
You guys hang right there. Share the show, if you will. Wherever platform you're on, give us a thumbs up on the YouTube. Share the show. Let's do it right now. We'll come right back after this quick message.
The Cox Pradia Law Firm. Big city, big town, big settlement. Your fight is our fight. Need legal advice? You know who to call. Personal injury, wrongful death, car accidents, premise liability, serious injuries. 1-800-HURT-NOW.
The failure to see black children. Now, when I say that we don't see black children, I don't mean to suggest that black children are invisible. To the contrary, black children are hyper visible in a white supremacist society. This is why they get followed in stores. This is why they get suspended from school and criminalized in public spaces more than their white counterparts. To be a child, a black child in this world, is to be seen as a constant and unavoidable threat. Armed or unarmed, straight A student or pushed out of school, it doesn't matter. Our babies are constantly under surveillance for the crime of being black and alive. So what do I mean then when I say that the world doesn't see black children? I mean that despite the hypervisibility of black children, the one thing that society can't see in them is the stuff that makes childhood childhood. Innocence, vulnerability, imagination, joy. When a racist world looks at black children, they see short adults rather than young people who deserve protection and safety and love. This is why, according to studies, black boys are viewed by society as older and more guilty than white children. This is why black girls are viewed as less innocent and more adult-like than white girls the same age. This is why the media says, quite appropriately, this shouldn't happen here after a suburban school shooting. But it only has blame and disgust when black youth are killed in neighborhoods around the country. This is why missing white girls become media stories for decades, while missing black girls are forgotten almost immediately. The innocence that the world wants to protect and avenge for white children is considered non-existent for black children. When Adam Toledo was gunned down, there is absolutely no consideration from the police that he was a scared young child desperately trying to live. Just like when Tamir Rice is killed by the police, the officers had no ability to consider even the possibility that he was playing with a toy gun. All they see is big, scary black men. And when black girls and femmes are harassed, assaulted, suspended, or arrested, it is often blamed on fast black girls who think they grown rather than a society of racism and sexism. If we are to truly repair this world, we have to have a reckoning with our failure to see black children. The failure to see.
Welcome back to the best 120 minutes of your day. The Chop Shop, the nation's #1 urban sports talk show, and also your midday sports happy hour. Yours truly, Robert Hatter, alongside Jim Hicks, coming to you live from Houston, Texas, but we're broadcasting all over the world. And Jimmy, you got some. You know what, Jimmy? I might have some in my mailbox. I know you brought up something about opening the open up the the phone lines. I hope you got that. You got that ready. They mentioned earlier about Vanessa Bryant telling Nike, "I'm not signing that." I'm not signing that deal. Some stipulation. I'm not signing that same old deal that we had in my. I'm the executive of my husband's estate, and I'm not signing that deal. This deal got to get better. I got to have input, and Nike said okay. So I guess they go back to that. It's a lot of stuff going on, Dan. Jimmy, but I looked at the NBA players who who wear what shoe in the league. You know, when you don't have your own signature shoe and you with that company or something, they'll just they'll give you the shoe to wear. It's 450 players, 103 of them, Jimmy, wear Nike. I mean, Kobe Bryant. Okay. 103 of them wear Kobe Bryant's. 57 of them wear the Kyrie Irvings from Nike. 38 of them wear Michael Jordan, Air Jordan. And 36 of them wear, 36 of them wear the Greek Freak Nike Zoom from the Greek Freak. 32 of them wear the KD. 28 of them wear all these Nike. 28 of the players wear the Paul George. 11 of them wear LeBron James. And then when you move out of Nike, 10 of them wear James Harden. 9 wear Damian Lillard. 8 wear Stephen Curry. 4 players wear Kawhi Leonard. 3 players wear Derrick Rose. 3 players wear Klay Thompson's Antas. And 2 players wear Dwayne Wade. I thought that was interesting. I didn't know the numbers. I know Nike had the lion's share of them, but I just wanted to share that with you. That's very important in these negotiations that Vanessa going to have to play with Nike. But I think it's a good thing. It's a good thing. It's all right. It's a good thing. I just wanted to share that with everybody.
And I think that part of the reason, and of course, is that it's been noted that Kobe Bryant had considered starting his own brand,
the Mamba,
when this deal ended. Anyway, who knows what type of pillow talk? Who knows how extent of whoever he started was thinking about exploring that opportunity or the possibility with. They obviously were in good graces with Vanessa because they persuaded her, hey, look, do this or don't do this or hold back or do. And so that was definitely a possibility.
And when that deal was done, Jimmy, Rob Pelinka was his agent, who's now the GM of the. But keep going. I'm sorry, I just wanted to throw that out for you.
Mm-hmm. At the time, and so and the thing is, what it does now, indirectly, it drives up the market. So it drives the market way up because know what happens now? Mm-hmm. This means Puma can
Mhm.
come in,
Mhm.
who's sitting on a bag,
Mhm.
right? Obviously, think about the players they signed just 2 years ago. They obviously sitting on a bag. Well, Adidas could come back after Adidas is shutting down their Reebok division.
Mhm.
They could come back and make amends. Because remember, Kobe Bryant's first sneaker deal
Was Adidas.
was with Adidas.
Mhm.
You see, you guys remember them big old
Yeah.
space shoes, and big yellow gold space shoes that they had, the Kobe's back then.
But
So now we did learn also the rights to the Mamba is owned by Kobe's
Kobe.
estate.
Yes.
However, that little black logo that goes right down
That's
the
Nike.
tongue,
He sold that to
that's
Nike.
both. No, that's
Yeah,
both.
both of them. Yeah.
They have a dual
Okay.
ownership of that, which meaning that one would have to buy the other one out.
Yes. Yeah.
Basically, what that means, or one would have to get the other one's permission
Mhm.
to proceed with any projects
Mhm.
and pay royalties and split the
Accordingly.
royalties with the other and accordingly. So that's the thing that this thing, once again, at the end of the day, I'm expecting for Vanessa Bryant and the estate, they are probably going to re-up with Nike, but under terms that they would be in dictating.
Yeah. Yeah. And
The number has gone up.
And you know
The
what?
number has gone up a whole lot.
Yeah. And you know one of the things she was complaining about, Jimmy? About
The kids' shoes, the lack of
kids'
kids'
shoes
shoes.
and the scarcity, the scarcity of her husband's product. They can't get to the general public because of these bots and all of these people are limited. You know how they limit the amount of them put out, and then the general public are hard. So she going. I mean, if she does that, it's gonna make a lot of people mad. But Jimmy, I wanted to move on. I wanted to go because I just wanted to ask this question: are we still in a pandemic? To you, are we still in a pandemic? Well, to me, we are. What the hell was Sterling Brown going to a club in Miami the night he don't play? He just on the damn trip. And then go to the club and get his ass whooped. What the hell is he going to a club for? Nobody. I didn't see nobody say that. And I said, Jimmy. I went and Googled his name. I went there. Nobody said what the hell was he doing out.
I thought the NBA had protocols in place for the
That's what I'm
players.
saying.
And I thought at the beginning of the season they had a list of restaurants and
he was at the strip club, Jimmy,
that they could only approved to frequent.
I guess this strip club was on the list then. Because ain't nobody said nothing about it. This strip club was on the list. And he got his ass whooped. What is you going down and starting a fight? How you getting in a fight? And Sonya said, who is Sterling Brown anyway? Sonya, let me tell you who Sterling Brown is. Sterling Brown was the guy that got the lawsuit in Milwaukee, played with Milwaukee. He pulled his little Rolls Royce up and put it and parked it in the handicap spot at a CVS, and the police jacked him up. That's Sterling Brown. Google him. He's. But I'm just saying he's been playing well here. I'm just saying, Jim, during the pandemic, Sterling Brown. I couldn't wait to go. Jimmy, he's not even playing. He hurt. You want to go, and John Wall didn't go with you. Maybe you wouldn't have got your ass whooped. I don't know, man. I just in this environment, I don't think you should have been away from around the team, because now you're gonna be around the team the next day, and you around a lot of people who ain't got no mask. Y'all got mad when that happened to James, but I guess James is a big name player. But to me, all NBA players are top name players. I've been able 450 of them, y'all. I don't know why y'all act like the rest of these guys some bums. They but 450 of them on the planet. I just want to know, man. Somebody just help me. What the hell he doing at the thing? We can move on, but I just want to know. I'll look at your thing. We're in a path, but come on, man. Forget the NBA guidelines. Man, stay your ass in your hotel room, man. You wouldn't have got your ass whooped. You know how your mama said the best lesson is a Baldwin? Jimmy, he ain't go get his butt whooped. Unbelievable. But I just had to share that. What else we got, man? Yeah, I know about this guy, Jimmy, you just sent me. I know about him. I know about him.
We talked about, well, it was only rightfully so, because we talked about little Charlie Moore earlier about his fourth school. And we got one person that made one up Charlie Moore.
No, Jimmy, but he redshirted, Jimmy. He had injuries. We ain't talking about this, Jimmy. That ain't the same as Charlie Moore. Charlie Moore was just moving.
Yeah, but if you add it up, take the red shirt and the injury year out, which is 2 separate years, it still is going to come out to 4 schools.
Yeah.
It's going to come out to 4 schools. Yeah. And guess what? Now, and the guy we're talking about now, guys.
Wait. Was he a McDonald All-American? Was he like Charlie Moore? See, the reason I brought Charlie Moore, because Charlie Moore had the name. I remember how he did Chris Wall. He was a 5-star, they told me. He was a 5-star, Jimmy. Like your homeboy who came from Oklahoma. And they done run him out at Kansas too. The Bryce Thompson kid. He's a 5-star. Jimmy, just until the other day, the number 2 pick in the draft, Jabari Parker, didn't have a job. Just to sign a 10-day, no, he signed a 2-year deal, but he didn't have a job. This NBA, man, I know I'm going back and forth. Man, this stuff is hard out here, man. And these people, this stuff hard out here. That's all I'm trying to say. It's hard out here for a player. But what was you talking about this guy here, Jimmy? What you want to say about this man?
Yeah, that's Jalen Coleman Lands.
Yes.
He played at Iowa State this past season. And Iowa State has changed head coaches. So
he can play too.
In the transfer, this will be his 7th year of college. Once again, this will be his 7th year.
Jimmy, that man 30 years old, man. That man gonna be 30. That man finna be knocking. That man finna. Jimmy, he'll be getting his picture soon.
And that's the whole thing. My thing is, my most important thing I'm curious about. I mean, it's impossible for him to not have at least 1 degree. I'm curious to know how many degrees.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
That he's going to have. Whoever he goes with, I'm going to ask that staff, somebody on that staff, wherever he decides to go. And this, once again, his name is Jalen Coleman.
Angel. Look at Angel, man. Angel, look what Angel said. Man. Angel quit, man. Angel said that man should be working on his PhD right now. Hey, Angel, I knew that was an Angel. That was a good one, Angel. I like that comeback, baby. And Jimmy, he went to prep school at Lalamere. That man might be 30, Jimmy. That man might be 30, Jimmy. Jimmy, he went to prep school too. Uh-oh. Shouldn't have told me that. I got to get a drink on that.
Oh, that means he's probably easily 26 years old. Easily.
Jimmy, that's damn near 30.
One of the oldest players in college basketball will be this young man this season.
Ain't he good enough to go? Jimmy, he needs to go to the league. Go to somewhere, Jimmy.
That's why I'm curious about the degrees, because if he's accumulating these free degrees,
yeah,
then okay, I feel that. That means that you can really he can be a poster child how you can win in the system. And now, mind you, most colleges will allow former players in basketball to come back and complete their degree plans. Most do, but we're talking about 7th year of college.
Hey, look what Frey said.
7th year.
Frey, I'm going to choke Frey, but keep going. I'm going to choke him. You see what he said. I'm going to have to choke Frey. Why you got to talk about Memphis, man? Leave Memphis out of there. And leave Memphis out of this, man.
That's it.
That's a good one too. That's a good one too, though.
Yeah, and also we are speaking of college news. When he and we gave you on the front line. We gave you the front line of news when it came to Lamar. We spoken into existence about the Alvin Brooks head coach, Alvin Brooks Jr. Now we spoken into existence. Remember, I told you about possible candidates for assistant coaches, and Mikael McLean was one of those guys. Sure enough, he ended up hiring Mikael McLean as his first coach. Now the next coach that's come down to Lamar, and of course now it's nothing been official yet. And they're trying to get the money right. If it can be so, would be Johnny Estelle. Johnny Estelle is at Texas A&M Kingsville.
That's Coach Dude.
Yes. Relationship. That's my point. What I'm pointing out is
good point, Jim.
And people. And I explained to many coaches who called me, "Hey man, can you get me in over Coach Brooks?" I'm like, dude, understand something. Coach Brooks, if you don't know him and you think you have to call me to get in on that staff, I can almost guarantee you that he's not going to hire you on that staff. He's not hiring nobody.
How do you say that? Because people been calling me trying to get the job at Memphis. Tell me, how do you tell the guys? Because I just tell them, I mean, how do you say it? I don't want to be rude. Man, Penny, if he don't know you, he ain't hiring your ass. That's the only way I know how to say it. So how do you say it?
You have to say it with the conviction of a referee selling the call properly. You have, and that's what I said. Just like a guy, hey man, look. I said, how well do you know Coach Brooks? Last time you talked with him? Well, I ain't talked to him in a couple of years. I met him. Let me stop right there, man. Tell you like this: with this particular job, for any coach that's going on the road, if Alvin Brooks does not know him, he's not hiring him. Now for the video, even Lamar is going to even offer. They've never had a video coordinator for their program. Not a paid position.
Okay.
That would always be a job that would be parlayed by dual responsibilities. Well, they're going to hire a video coordinator person because of technology now. You need a person to be making those introductions and the person to be sending out stuff.
Edit guys,
So Lamar men's basketball is going to hire one, and I'm willing to go and bet that person is going to be probably somebody that coach knew that was doing that video stuff at University of Houston, or somebody that he knows on a staff that's one of his very, very close allies. Now, would coach take a recommendation from a person that's a very close friend? Yes. But I'm talking about those immediate primary jobs that's going. The three coaches going on the road, he has to know them because trust is very important to that guy. A lot of guys, it's important, but it ain't that important. It's very important to this guy, Coach Alvin Brooks.
That's what okay. Thank you. Thank
you.
Period.
And so that's how, like, people asking you about Penny, then you explain, you guys got to give it. You know what I think? At the end of the day, me personally, based on it, I'm going through this stuff a lot of times with college coaches and stuff, high school coaches alike. Because a lot of guys know that I'm on a couple of committees for a couple of school districts when they picking their high school coaches. So if you serve it to them straight and prompt and swiftly, they will attain respect for you, for your integrity. Then you come back to them later on and say, man, look, I hope that didn't sound bad, but I'm telling you, I tried and I thought I was giving it to you straight. I didn't want you to waste your time.
But you know what I did, Jimmy? Every time somebody tell me, I send the information to him. He got the information. I got his email. I got everything in his house. I sent the thing to them. I just know how he is. You just said it, Jimmy. And the reason I said that is coach's reason. I know that's coach's dude. I'm at the Final Four sitting down eating, and they were eating. Their wives, both their families was eating with each other at the Final Four in San Antonio. I didn't know they was that close until that day. And I think it was another coach in that on that Sip. I think Sip was in that at that table also that day. So that's how I knew. And then Coach told me that, oh man, Johnny Estelle, that's my guy. So that's how I knew it. But that's a great. So Johnny was a head coach, right?
Johnny is a head coach right now.
Angelina, right?
No.
What's the name?
No,
Uh,
he's at West Texas. I mean, Texas A&M Kingsville. That's
yeah.
where he played. That's where Johnny still went to college.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay.
he went home a couple of years ago and it's turned that program, turned the atmosphere of that program around. Also, Johnny Estelle welcomed and embraced Casey Brooks, which is Alvin Brooks' youngest kid.
Say no more. Say no more. Say more. Done deal. Done deal, right?
So he took care of Coach Brooks' son. Even if he suffered an injury 1 year, still kept him in the program.
That's good.
And took care of him, like coaches say, I'm gonna take care of your kid like he my kid. Yeah. And that's what Johnny Estelle has done. So as a reward for you looking out for the baby, and this is what it does twofold.
I love them kind of stories.
Is definitely going to come and be a part of the Lamar basketball program. Now, the thing is, the question would be, think about it. In-state tuition, Coach Brooks can work that out. They'll get that. They'll probably pay for Casey Brooks themselves.
Yeah.
He wouldn't take up a scholarship.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what Penny did in Memphis.
It's cheaper to pay for your own son to be on the staff because your son will be able to get that degree and be able to join your staff as we've seen a growing number of people are doing. You groom him.
Yeah.
You let him now, he gets to see how you work.
Yes.
He saw you at work before.
Right.
Casey, and when he was a teenager.
Right.
Now he gets to see your day-to-day operations from the other side of the fence, as well as on the bench as a bench coach. So his job, now the thing is, a lot of times when the kid in that situation, a lot of the teammates don't really embrace you unless you have to really have some good street cred, kind of like how Avery Johnson Jr. was when he was on the bench with at Alabama.
Jimmy, Penny got that dynamic on his team. His son played. Did you know that?
Is his real son? I'm talking about the little short.
He's tall. No, about 6'7". No, his real son. Yeah, Jaden Hardaway. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, his son played. That's the one. You remember I was telling you about the autism? That's the one who had the autism when he was young and got it taken care of when he was young. Now he's a rotation player and can play. Penny have to, because he tried to find minutes for him because he can actually play. But Penny said, look here, I'm trying to win right now, son. But the little boy can actually play. He about 6'7", a wing. He can play.
Well, understand, Calipari did it a couple of years ago with his son over at Kentucky. He had him on the rock, then he transferred over. Now he was one of the leading scorers under Mike Davis at Detroit Mercy this past season.
Sure is.
So Kentucky was just a little bit of a stretch for little Calipari. Yeah. But a lot of guys, ain't nowhere in the hell you're gonna follow the coach. Think about it. Your wife gets to see her baby every day. Every day. Yeah. That's worth paying the extra $10,000 or $1,000 a month for your kid to go to Lamar University or something like that. That's what it's gonna be. That's what it's gonna probably go. And he might qualify for some scholarships and stuff. Trust me. When you're a head coach, the people in admissions, if they on your side, they will find some scholarship or some grant money and some grants that are available, that's sitting out there that your son maybe can qualify for. So that's the smartest move because that is now.
That's a great story.
It's a smart move, a very smart move. So now understand, Casey wasn't a starter at Texas A&M Kingsville.
No.
He's a member of the team.
Yeah,
he's getting experience and in the collegiate basketball sector. Mm-hmm. Guess what? He's serviceable, but he wasn't a starter. He's got to be healthy. Now, once he gets healthy, we don't know. There's a lot of guys that were average players coming out of high school that got better. It's a reason they have those shooting machines out there. It's a reason they have developmental trainers out there. Some kids get better. Some kids don't.
And it's okay.
We don't know. Look, Casey might. Guess what? Because could he handle the Southland? I mean, not there in the Southland anymore. The WAC. I don't know. I haven't seen it. But I know one thing. That ain't even the issue. He wouldn't be going to Lamar for primarily the opportunity to play. He's going to Lamar for the opportunity to be able to see his mama and daddy damn near every day. and get to play
Jimmy,
basketball.
you said the key thing, and to be groomed to be his older brother is a great coach, and he learned up under his dad. Come on, man, that's a no. Man, I love when a dad teach their sons their craft. Man, that's one of the best things in the world that a lot of us, we don't do. You know, teach your son your craft. If you got gifts, hand them down to him. You know, so that's a unique, man, hey, and that story, Jimmy, probably gonna only be told here on the Chop Shop. Ain't that amazing? That's why we got to be able to have platforms like this so we can tell our stories. ESPN ain't gonna tell that story. Landon, ESPN ain't gonna tell us. Fox ain't gonna tell that story. They don't care. But Jimmy, that was a unique one, and I know whenever it's some news break with Lamar, oh, we gonna be the first. We gonna be first to know. We'll be the first to know about that.
And also speaking of college news, Baytown Lee Junior College,
okay,
gig is reportedly opening up. I don't know if it's official yet, but that was rumblings. And if it's official, then one of you guys put the link. But remember, this is one of the few programs. Remember, the JUCO season is still in progress right now. They're in the national championship is going on right now as we speak in Hutchinson, Kansas. And
that's right.
Yeah, right now. The season didn't start until January for the JUCO Region 5, Region 3, 13 that is. Well, Lee College opted to not even have a season back at the pandemic. Maybe they jumped the gun. Obviously, reading the book backwards, but at the same time, they thought they were making the right decision. They decided,
coach,
and everybody got an opportunity to transfer away from Lee College back in.
Who was the coach, Jimmy? Who was the coach?
Roy Champagne.
So he's not. He got released, or he just left.
No. I'm gonna call Coach Champagne today and find out the actual reasoning, because understand, all 13 of his players had the opportunity to go away. I think everybody left. Maybe one player stayed, and that one player stayed probably the player that wasn't playing anyway. So that means you have to go and start back a program. That's like having a death penalty, Adam. You got to start back from scratch, because now you got to build. Not only you got to get players in, but everybody who comes in. Understand, junior colleges are used to high turnover anyway. It's only there's no seniors, juniors, or seniors on the roster of a junior college.
Right.
So, but everybody gets to repeat their year.
But you said they ain't coming back.
They ain't coming. That's what I'm saying.
So
that means you got to get new players. You got to recruit the portal.
Guess what it's telling me? You can recruit the portal, but okay, so they'll recruit the portal. So JUCOs will recruit the portal instead of the young crop of unsigned seniors that we have. Jimmy, I got a question. Help me right
You're recruiting the portal for those freshmen and sophomores.
I got a question, Jimmy. In this pandemic, in this year, a mom called me the other day, and she called you too, but I told her you was a little busy. But what does a kid do? When you were recruited, I guess you had a few offers earlier, but you didn't take them. And I know, and now it's nothing. And now people are panicking. What do you do when the brook is dry? That's a biblical, Jim, that's in the Bible, when the brook dried up. What Dr. Newsom go tell me? Jimmy, he sent the man to go find some food in the raven's mouth, and you know the ravens eat everything. So the brook dried up. So Jimmy, where is the raven's mouth for these young kids and their parents right now? Because the brook is dried up. Where do these young hot unsigned seniors go? I know they should have took the deal a long time ago. I understand that. But what do they do now? Because these people about to go crazy. What's going on, man? What's your advice?
Well, you know, a lot of times a person can take a stance and say, well, you should have did this. Yeah. You should have did that. Mm-hmm. You do. Now, that's not the approach to take.
No.
for, not the proper approach to take. If you don't give a damn about the person, then that's on you. But that's not the proper approach. Would be if you're truly trying to solve it. Now you can ask them, why didn't you take the offer before? That means you're trying to get understanding as to what led to this situation, this current status. You can ask them why, maybe, if you know them. But meanwhile, here's what they can do. This past weekend, they had the guy, Russ Van Lanningham, who does those camps. We had him on the Chop Shop.
We had him on the show. That's my man.
I told you, he was, his signal was bad. We had him on the Chop Shop, and but
the second time he was good, Jimmy. First time
his camps are freaking good.
They are.
He just had one this past Sunday. A 1 day, one hitter quitter. It was over at C.E. King High School. They're good.
Okay.
And he had, and I was looking at the rosters earlier of some of the players from out of that were in there. They had players from San Antonio, from Louisiana. They had some college transfers that were playing. They had, I'm looking at Saginaw High School. Is that Michigan?
Nasty.
That's what it looks like. Mansfield Legacy, Bernie. I'm just naming some of the schools outside of the greater Houston area. San Antonio Roosevelt. I mean, he had, and so Adam, the opportunities for unsigned senior showcases. So just like you're waiting, there was approximately 48 kids that participated in that camp. Mm-hmm. They're seeking the same damn opportunities that you're seeking. Mm-hmm. Right? And guess what? You have to find a way to put yourself and get some updated game film. Mm-hmm. Meaning that how do you get updated game film? You got to play somewhere. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, it's going to cost you, because you have to go and do that audition in person. Right now, this is the season where college coaches, the vast majority of college coaches have adjusted their recruiting efforts to include video. Mm-hmm. It's acceptable now because of the pandemic. They can't see you in person. Now, in July, that's going to change. Well, non-Division ones, a lot of those are restricted from traveling to seeing you in person. So that's why you don't see as many non-Division I coaches in the gyms as a normal year. The school they've already ruled that they're not going to give them the budget to go and travel abroad and do that. So that means you have to eliminate the excuse. You got to play. Unsigned seniors are on every other 17 and under grassroots program out there. That's non-sneaker. That's a non-sneaker sponsored team. Almost everyone out there that's good has an unsigned senior in their lineup. Think about it.
Okay.
So those guys are getting auditions, and the offer may not come when they want it. But for the most part, if they can play, it's what they're doing is they're increasing their odds. You're not likely to increase your odds by sitting your ass at home. You're not likely to. It's possible, but it's not likely to. Because now what happens is there are certain coaches will question that. Why the hell isn't he playing? Well, he's working out every day. Okay, but you got some recent game film? Well, coach, I got a game. I'm going to send you a tape of his high school team from February the 1st against a bunch of little opies. Coach ain't going. That's going to be good, but I still need to see him. Can you get him down near the campus so we can visit? So we can check him out in person. He can play some open gym with our guys. See, it's still gonna revolve around this thing right now. This is not right now. Everybody's received the warnings about the backlog. It's almost like right now, no matter what city you live in, you're giving a young person or a person a stern warning. Hey, look. Between 4 and 6:30, do not, if you don't have to, don't you drive in the car by yourself going toward around the Galleria area. If you're going to go 610 to 59 or 59 to downtown, don't do it if you ain't got to. You know why? Because it's going right. Because it's going to be a traffic. Well, that's what we saw with this recruiting. When we were telling you guys, if you got something, get it, take it, take it. You can change your mind later on. And that still baffles me. I even talk to college coaches, and every single one that I talk to, they just laugh. They say, Hicks, they tell me, stop telling you guys to do that. I've had multiple college coaches practically beg me to stop encouraging your players to commit early. And I'm sorry, they begged me, they practically begged me to stop encouraging your players to commit early with the intent of decommitting and changing their mind.
I could have. I would have known that would have good. I was wondering why you was doing. You was giving people don't realize what you was giving them. You was giving them information, and that was risking the guys that you do business with. But and a lot of people. I mean, Jimmy, I used to hear you say that. I said, damn, if I was a coach, man, Jimmy has had to. He wouldn't get another one of them damn crowns out of me. He wouldn't get no damn dinner up out of me next week. I mean, that's just me. I mean, we got to talk about that because that you was giving away the game. That's what they call. But that's a unique thing. But Jimmy, all you did is just told the general public it's possible for you to commit early. Commit then. If you like somebody, but Jimmy, man, I'm gonna sit around here, man. I'm gonna sit around here and wait, man. How many you got, Jimmy? I saw this show the other day. I watched this show, All American. It comes on Monday at night on this whatever. I forgot what I always watch it. And guess what? One of the dudes, you know how the dudes, they have a little confrontation. Jimmy, one of the things was, yeah, I already got 2 offers. You ain't got nothing. That was one of his flex. That was a flex, Jimmy. Jimmy, the next game, the dude went and balled out. He had eight coaches trying to call him. The one we talked didn't have nothing. Dude, but these dudes flexing on the offers, Jimmy. Oh, that's all you got? Man, you hiding that, man. Man, you remember this one dude used to say, I ain't gonna call his name. Man, I'm too D1 for these dudes, man. These dudes, I'm too D1. He said, I'm too D1 for these dudes. And every school he went to, they run him up out of there. Yeah, you are. You too D1. You need to be somewhere else. But see, my thing when the parent, when the mom called me, and the mom and they watched the show. And I don't want to say where you should have took. I don't know what to do right now. I said, have you called Jimmy? I don't give no high school showcases. I don't know a coach. I haven't seen your son play enough. Jimmy and Doug them watch your sons. But when I see kids out here and I'm watching it, Jimmy, if it's on TV, that means somebody, if it's somebody else somewhere that did it. Because they had to get the idea somewhere to put it on TV. Dude's flexing. Man, I got 4. I got 2 off. You ain't got none. Come on, man. Yeah, it started a new season, Todd. Sure did. But no, I know it, but they flexing on the offers, Jimmy. So some of these young guys who don't watch this show, and some of these guys who parents watch the show, but they don't listen to their parents. Think about it, Jimmy. It's some people. They ain't Jimmy. What? They ain't talking about me.
Yeah, we never talking about you.
Okay, so I'll let you finish that.
We never talking about but this stuff. I mean, speaking of unsigned seniors, today is the 20th of April, and on May the 4th, the Houston Area Basketball Coaches Association will conduct their annual pair of all-star games, HABCA. And it's going to be 48 players, 12 players on each team. And we'll partake in these annual All-Star games, 6 p.m. and 8 p.m. at Cypress Falls High School.
Okay.
Cypress Falls High School, May the 4th is the date for those All-Star
That's
games.
invitation only, right?
Well, they've already, the coaches vote.
Yeah.
You can nominate one of your players. You have to be a member. So there are some players that very well could have been worthy of participating, but your head coach must be an active member of the Houston Area Basketball Coaches Association.
Okay. Yeah.
I think the dues are like $35 a year, something like that, $40 a year. Roughly almost a tank of gas. So I was looking at the list from this year. Once again, unsigned seniors, right?
Mm-hmm.
So of 48 players, I think in the 2 combined games on the 4 teams, man, I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So it's actually 4, ironically, 4 players from each team have committed or signed with a college or university. So that means there's 32 players. That's 8 times 4 that are unsigned or undecided going into this
So this is an
game.
evaluation point for these guys. Yeah. This is some big game film for these guys.
Yes.
Okay.
And some of the ones that are just some names that you got that are playing that are unsigned. That just, I'm not have time to go through 32 names. Right. I'm going to go through each team and give you like maybe 2 or 3 names from each team that are that you guys may be familiar with.
Okay.
From the team Scott Barrett, Gaston Ellie, unsigned. That's Mario Ellis. Had a great season.
Great season. And won.
Right. This kid also, Aaron Gonzalez from Klein High School. You remember when Klein played Klein Forest on the TV game, Adler?
I came back talking about the kid we talked to on
yes, we had him on the Chop Shop weekend. Overtime.
Yeah.
So Aaron Gonzalez is still unsigned.
Okay.
And he's on that team. How about Rodney Johnson Jr., the kid down from Bryan, the bruiser they played with RL9 last summer. He's unsigned. He's playing. Go on another team, Jason Pillow. Some name that you guys may be aware of. How about Kendris Henry? That's the kid, one of the kids from Beaumont United. Just went undefeated and won the state championship. He's about 6'3".
Okay.
Unsigned senior, undecided, unsigned. He's gonna be vying for a spot. How about the kid from out of Cold Spring, Duke Lonizak, something like that. I don't know how to pronounce it. I chopped up the last name, but he was like an all-state player from Cold Spring. They went to state, remember, last year. Remember, and that was one of the schools that actually got to play a game, I think, before the tournament was canceled.
Yeah.
So he's playing. You got other players like over at Summer Creek, Reese Allen. Reese Allen's that bruiser. We used to call him baby, had that Draymond Green type of game. About 6'4", 6'5", plays for Summer Creek. He's their heart and soul on the interior.
Shouldn't he be trying to play football?
Well, it's right now. I mean, hell, the opportunity to play football is not there because your high school, you're a senior. Now you can try to. You may. It would take a football coach to sway you into coming on over. But he has a. Let me tell you something. He's talented enough to play college ball for next to nothing, if not free. He's talented enough. And we're talking about Reese Allen. What about little Jacoby Harris, right, from Elkins? You remember him, the little point guard?
Yeah.
That run the ship. He's a little floor general. Below the rim floor general, only about 5. They list him at 5'11". I don't know if he's that tall, but at the same time, you can win with him. So he's a guy That's a kid that's playing. How about McKay McIntyre from Travis High School? He's ranked in the top 30 in the area.
I never seen Travis play.
Yeah, he's a gritty young man. He's playing undecided. How about for the fourth team, Chris Drought, you have Caden McKenzie. He's one of the top scorers in the city this past season, out of Texas City High School. This young man right here can score it. He can score. And guess what? Just came off an injury, just returned. I think he's playing with, if I'm not mistaken, with Team Imperial. That's Drew Parker's program. He's playing in this event. How about DJ Richards?
It's my man.
The top unsigned senior in Greater Houston right now, as it stands.
Okay.
So this thing is not too big for DJ Richards to go put his name in and commit to play.
That's good.
You know what I'm saying? So it's not like this. This is, and they have other names in case you like guys that are signed that are playing.
With Jimmy, a lot of kids played in it. My son played in it. Some kids appreciate this stuff. Yes, a lot of people played in it. Chandre Jones played in it. Roger Tremont. But keep going.
Oh, another unsigned senior, Chooks Isatua from Jack Yates High School, the big fella. He's playing in this thing. And speaking of some of the signed names that you may remember, how about Sean Walker from Manville? He's going to McNeese. He's playing in this event, right? How about Tyrone Baker from Hightower going to Georgia? He's playing.
He needs to redeem. I need to see him play again.
He's playing this event. You know, Caleb Stewart from Atascocita. He's going to Louisiana Tech. He's playing in this event.
Okay. So
there are some Division I signees who also playing. These games will take place May the 4th at 6 and 8 p.m. at Cy Falls High School, and that is just off 290. I'm still off Interstate 290, and it's right there. You can't miss it, right off the freeway, and the All-Star game. Now, somebody has a question. I think Angel posted a question on the chat in the Boom Boom Room, and that is, he says, "Can't Ellie put in a favor or something? Maybe not, but I just find it odd. This kid is unsigned." He said, "I saw him against Side Creek, and he can play. Yes, he can play, but I think here's what I think. Part of the plan when you're a hoop, an NBA dad, you're going to exhaust all of your Division I opportunities first, because all of the blood, sweat, and tears you put in, you're going to seek that first. Because what you can do is, know why? There may be some coach that probably can take him as a walk-on, a preferred walk-on, with the opportunity to play. But the thing is, it can backfire, because if that opportunity to play never presents itself, then you've soured a relationship possibly from somebody you feeling that they wasted your time or they messed over your kid.
That has happened. That has happened recently, but keep going.
So you have a lot of coaches, they are really picky when it comes to doing that. Remember, and because some people feel like just because they put their son on your program, you're going to play him. Remember, Clyde Drexler did that with his son at U of H. He's one of the greatest to ever suit up at U of H. And many of you guys may not even remember Clyde Drexler's son being on the bench.
I remember.
I'm talking about many people in the Boomer Room probably didn't even remember Clyde's son. I'm talking about 7 years ago.
And he wasn't no bench. He was about 6'6", 6'5", 6'6".
Yeah. As a walk-on. There are a lot of guys.
Adam, that's his name. Adam Drexler.
Yeah, that's his last name. Adam Drexler.
Yeah.
Adam Drexler. So there's no doubt in my mind that Gaston Ellie can help
a team,
a D2 program immediately. He can help and put his fingerprints on them having winning ways. It's no doubt in my mind that. But I'm certain that the dad is using his resources. Remember, remember Matt Bullard?
Yes.
Matt Bullard had a son a couple of years ago, had around the same time Adam Drexler was playing. And Matt Bullard, he was so certain that his son was that of his relationships in order to yield the perfect opportunity for his son. He didn't even let his son play grassroots basketball the last summer.
That's right.
He said, we don't even need that. My son gonna be all right. So his son goes to, I think, Eastern Michigan, Central Michigan, one of those schools, as a walk-on. After a while, that's college now. And one thing about walk-ons, there are roughly three kinds, but two of those three kinds is the one who the situation where the kid knows he's probably not going to play. And then the other one is the kid that don't know that he's not going to play. No, seriously. And the one that the most detrimental, which one do you think is the most dangerous?
The ones that think he's gonna play and the one that think he's gonna play. Yeah.
Bingo.
He don't know that he's not, but he think he is. It got to be dangerous.
And the dad or the parent then protected him and hadn't told him the truth. And that kid becomes dangerous because mental health is alive and kicking, and it messes the kid up because not only is that the first time that you're riding the bench in your life, that's the first time that you ain't even touching the court in your life. That's two different things. Riding the bench and not even touching the court, two different things. Not even being in the plans adds a whole nother layer to it. Not only are you not touching the court this year, son, you don't have a chance in hell of playing for me, of touching the court in one of my conference games in the next 4 years. A lot of coaches know that before you even get there. They're just doing somebody a favor. I broke this down to you guys a couple of years ago. We both did. A lot of people, the ones that know that the kind of walk on, that know that they're not going to play, some of those understand the concept. The concept is this: whatever company your dad, your pappy own, that means one day that you're going to be yielded the opportunity. If it's nothing else, it would be senior night when you're a senior in college. When they have senior night, when the parents come and give your mama some flowers at the half court, kiss you on the cheek with a picture and a photo of you, and you're going to get in the game and you're going to get the opportunity to do a layup or guard somebody. That picture is what your pappy is going to use and put behind your desk at your job that you're going to come and resume the family business. That's one of the reasons why you have so many of those walk-ons that you see going with the flow. And most of them happen to be, ironically, white kids. They get it.
I like senior night, Jimmy. Senior night fun. I like senior night. I like it. But I know Jimmy, that was a good one, Jimmy. But Jimmy, Jimmy, and you got to help me with this. Because I told my girls to stay on because I had to tell them something before we get off the show. Dude argued me down that men know more sports than women do. Man, I know. I saw your show on Wednesday. Them women don't know nothing about no sports. They don't even support their own. They don't even. I got into a full-fledged argument, boom boom room, women, and it wasn't. Hold up, and it wasn't. Walter Yates, Sonya, I got into a full Sonya. This what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna have a chop shop challenge because he pissed me off. I said I'm gonna tell my girls. And what Tamika, yes, he said, y'all ain't, they don't know that. They don't know. And hold up, he was signed with Walter Yates. Jimmy, it was about 30 minutes. You know what I thought about in the car? I said, hey, Mindy, y'all, this is what I want y'all to do. Y'all, each of y'all, find 5 women. I don't care how good you know them. They ain't got to be your friend. Y'all got to find 5 women. And how do you do this, Jimmy? What you call this? How they multi-level. And then I want them to find 5 women. And all y'all find. And y'all need to flood with comments and flood because he watching. That man sat there and said that. And I said, not the chop shop women. I see your show. They don't be engaged. Chop Shop Challenge. I'm going to tell y'all a little bit more about it tomorrow. Man, we need to flood this. Let me tell you something, women. I know a lot of y'all just be sitting back letting these dudes say anything. I know how smart y'all are about it. And so I got in a full-fledged argument. I started to call you, Jimmy, and put it on speaker last night. But
Wow.
y'all, let's show him how powerful we are. And tomorrow Wednesday, great time. Tell a friend, tell another friend. Jimmy, I'm gonna let you take it home. I couldn't get off the show today without talking to my girls. I didn't like that. But what else you got?
Yeah, and we'll dive right into it, of course, on tomorrow. And you guys know we're nearing that time. And want to, lastly, if you are related or know an unsigned senior, and you want some type of understanding about whatever your process may be, if you want an assessment, it's kind of like how you get your house and get a house appraised. If you want an appraisal of your situation,
okay,
then I can do that. I don't have no charge. And that's the thing. Remember, I told you guys pay attention. I've never charged a family to give them a true assessment or to help you to be able to help yourself. Now, what I don't do, I don't tell you what school to go to. I'm not getting in the middle of your recruitment. What I don't do, I don't take a call and and then relay the calls and play middleman for you. I don't do that. Have I done it before? You damn Skippy, I've done it before. So I know how it goes. I've done it for years. I don't do that no more. So, but you guys can feel free to contact me and let me know what the thing is.
Give me your email, Jimmy. RCS. Give them the RCS.
Yeah, RCS@USA.com. It doesn't get any easier than that. Just send it to that email box. That'll get to me. RCS@USA.com. RCS@USA.com. And I'll, make sure you just put the information, name of the player, height, high school, and give me. The thing is, understand something. If you take out the time to contact me, I'm just going to give you one disclaimer. Please do not attempt to feed me no frivolous BS about your kids' recruitment. I'm telling you, that's the quickest way for me to turn and ignore you, because I'm going to check it. I'm going to fact check with whatever college that you claim is recruiting you, whatever college you claim that offered you. I'm going to fact check. Don't just say the college with me. Give me the coach's name. It ain't a person out there alive that has an offer, so from a real offer, and they don't know the coach that extended the name of the coach that extended that offer. It ain't a person alive. You know who gave you that offer. So give me the name of the person who gave you the offer with the program that directly talked to you. That's first and foremost where we save each other's time, because my time has a value to it, and I'm doing this pro bono to try to help you understand. That way to help you kind of maybe put you out, some of you guys out your misery, to understanding, the opportunities. Yeah, you know what? They're not interested. Now, if you need me to check on a Division I school that you think may want your son, I'm not shopping your son to no D1 school. If they've been in contact with you already, then guess what I would do? Then I could call and get a update. Only then. But even then, you're gonna give me the name of the coach, and then I might prompt you to give me the number. Even though I might have that coach's number in my cell phone, but because that means if you can't produce the cell phone number of the coach that you claim gave you the offer, then that's a red damn flag. You see,
That's
you don't want help.
Man, Walter Yates, man.
And so also, before we get ready to land this plane on tomorrow, we're going to indulge in that conversation that we've had. And how do you mention earlier? We talk about stuff on this Chop Shop. We give you guys stuff, and then later on, you see it come into fruition. Remember, a couple of years ago, we had the head of the AAU on the Chop Shop.
Yes.
Because that was one of my pet peeves, and you guys that watch it, you know that AAU being mistaken and blanketly applied to grassroots basketball has been a pet peeve of mine. Gary Charles is a pet peeve of his as well. He doesn't even call it somebody, he call it grassroots. I was calling it summer ball. But when AAU, the thing at the time was AAU, people use and describe all summer basketball, grassroots basketball, as AAU. And so we went to the source and asked them, why don't they never say nothing about it unless something bad happens? Then they'll go and they disassociate themselves and put out a statement or a memo. Well, that's exactly what the AAU just did the other day after the shooting outside of a gymnasium at a youth sporting event in Ohio.
He said, not my event.
So AAU did right on cue. It ain't our event, and trying to attempt to educate you guys on what's not AAU. And I'm like, I will share my thoughts on that tomorrow and get your thoughts and explain some other things to probably raise your antenna about the AAU and this because this is a teachable moment on this thing. They're basically asking you to keep the name out your mouth. So why don't you comply?
But I hear people saying it all the time. I remember you got on the man. Well, don't say it. Man, I like saying grassroots basketball. I like saying summer ball. I like saying summer ball.
I don't like saying AAU. First of all, it's no less syllables than it is to say grassroots or summer. There's no less damn syllables. Normally we give an acronym to something that has less syllables. That's quicker to say. It's no less time it takes to spit those 3 letters out than it is to say summer ball.
Wow. It's crazy.
Both are 3 syllables.
It's crazy.
Crazy. So anyway, guys, I want to give a shout out, of course, and as we just posted with James Bailey. Yeah. Shout out to your son, Jameson. Little J Money Bailey has turned 12 years old.
Oh, that's
right.
Good. You bought him his first pair of Jordan, Jimmy.
Man, you know what? Actually give that credit to Sandra. Sandra picked those J's out and for the young fella. And that was his first. And I didn't realize.
Well, we figured Sandra did it because I know when he said you got him, I knew it had to be Sandra. I already knew it. Thanks for giving her credit.
No, I mean, she picked him out there, and that was a great thing. So, I'm looking at some of the comments, man. We'll get into stuff. We'll continue the conversation on tomorrow, but make sure you spread the word about the Chop Shop. It's an ongoing quest. Remember, everybody, once they come, and if you have think about it. I'll leave you with this.
What?
Here's the perfect way to bring in another person.
Okay.
When you talking sports with them, whatever topic y'all talking about and y'all may be engaging about, send that email to the Chop Shop, right? And let us know this is a topic. Can you please bring this topic here up tomorrow? And that way now you bring your guy on.
Yes.
Or your gal on.
Yes.
And he or she is going to hear us entertain that topic. Yeah. And engage them, and let's see if they have the same energy that they had when they was dialoguing with you.
You know
that's what we gonna.
You know I'm gonna get them. They already know I'm gonna get them, and you go.
That's what we gonna do tomorrow. Yeah. Right. So anyway, guys, it is that time. It is time to slide down Dino's back and yabba dabba do this thing on this Tuesday on the Chop Shop. We thank everybody for joining in on us. Thank everybody over in the YouTube. Boom Boom Room. I see you guys over there. I see Trey Phillips and Chuck McCowan and King Sticks and Sensei. Yes. I see all you guys over there, and as well as Lil Rick. I see you guys over there. Shout out and thank you guys so much for keeping it lit over there. Thanks to everybody as well in the Boom Boom Room on the Facebook feed. Yeah. We give shout out to Kevin Hampton. Yeah, is up in the Boom Boom Room with us. Right? They better bail bonds up in this joint, rocking. And of course, hey man, we love you guys and thank you guys so much for being the wind beneath our wings on this show. But we'll see. But right now, hey, guess what? Robert Howard and Jim Hicks, we gotta go. See you guys in 22 hours. Peace. We up out of here. Chop shop.
Jim Hicks. Rob Hatter. You are now tuned in to the chop shop. I'm retro, let's get it. We in the chop shop, we live in the chop shop. We talking sports talk, we live in the chop shop. We in the chop shop, I'm talking sports talk. So turn your dials up, it's live in the chop shop. We in the chop shop, we live in the chop shop. We talking sports talk, we live in the chop